Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Ladybug and Cat Noir the movie. Now, as you know, Ladybug and Cat Noir the movie, or as it's also titled as, Miraculous Ladybug Cat Noir the movie, is meant to be a 2023 musical romantic superhero film which is based on the popular TV show Miraculous Ladybug. And I know some YouTubers like the Virtual Celebrity has reviewed the film, and after sitting down to watch it on Netflix, the best I can say is that it had the idea of what it wanted to be, but it feels like it's trying to be a watered down, more sort of trying to be like a typical superhero-ish film, but not knowing how it wanted to do with its cast and characters. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Marinette, who's meant to be this shy, awkward, as well as basically anxious teenager living in France. We see how, her and Adrien Agreste basically end up getting basically the Ring of Destruction and the Earrings of Creation, and together they must take on Hawkmoth, who basically recruits other villains, tries to kind of create villains, and throughout the film it's gonna be Marinette building up a bit more confidence. It's her basically at first not wanting to be the superhero, but in the end is going to be. I think what the film is trying to do is make Marinette a bit like this Peter Parker-ish character, being a bit awkward, not knowing who she wants to be. But I always liked how Thomas Astruc, to me at least, with the TV show, showed that Marinette could actually be a bit of a screw-up, but she always knew when to realise her mistakes. And I always feel like, the point of Adrien as well as Gabriel was that Gabriel always kept Adrien safe. He was always maybe a bit overprotective. And I think Gabriel being a bit more of a creative villain in this TV show made sense. He was more of a hunter. He knew when to find the right time to make a villain, and was always one step ahead of Ladybug and Cat Noir. I think the problem the film has is that it doesn't really know what it do with its characters. Like, it just feels like characters like Chloe, Sabrina, Alia, Julika, and all the others are just there. But the writers just don't know what they wanted to do. And again, this was Jeremy Sag trying to do his own take, but I always kind of give Thomas Astruc credit was that he knew how to make Marinette into this character who can figure things out. She always seemed to have this best, was usually put into things that was always put onto her. But when she did realise her mistakes, or her screw-ups, she knew she messed up. And I always feel like Chloe's downfall was believable, because, people will see things as golden opportunities, and will never admit it was going to be a crash and burn thing. And the point of Miraculous Ladybug throughout the show is that, Gabriel had opportunities to realise his mistakes. I think the point of the final episode of Season 5 was just meant to show that Gabriel was left with nothing. He literally had nothing left. I think the problem that the film has is that it's trying to be its own alternative continuity, but at the same time, it feels a little too rushed. It feels like it's not knowing how it wanted to do with the characters. But I kind of give the writers credit, like, it's trying to be a movie, but I think it should have been handled a lot better. I feel like there really was an intention to do a good Miraculous movie, and I feel like if they did actually do one with Thomas Astruc and Jeremy Sag working together, maybe this would have focused sometime after Season 5, where you could have had a Miraculous that causes the powers of corruption, and have it that Tiki and Plag point out that the Miraculous of corruption brings out the person's worst desires. and this would have added in a lot more chemistry. The problem that I think is that some characters don't act like what they're supposed to. Like, yeah, Plaque is meant to be a bit of the voice of reason to Adrian, and is more like a sort of is more like a best friend to Adrian. I feel like, yeah, the point of Chloe is that Chloe had opportunities to realise her mistakes, but always foolishly took basically the quick and easy ways. And I think the point of Natalie is that, yeah, she wanted to work with Gabriel to help bring back his wife, but we did see how she now slowly saw that Gabriel had now lost all reason and now regretted ever working for him. The problem is, yeah, Tom, at least in the TV show, was a little more like trying to be a supportive dad, but here they just go with the whole typical goofy dad character. I think, well, it's not a bad idea for a Miraculous movie. I'm just not really happy with how things were handled, not knowing how it wanted to do with the characters. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs down. Well, not the worst idea. It's clear there was intentions to do more with Miraculous Ladybug, but I think the TV show at least builds more of the characters. You see how, yeah, Marinette's a bit of a screw-up, but is always going to do the right thing. I feel like Adrian at least does want to do the right thing, but you know it's never going to be easy. So, Comic Review here, signing out.